YouTube, what the crap's going on? I know my last opponent picked Archaon and Chaos against me, right? I guess this guy did too, but I'm a little more scared of the army that this guy picked. He's got Archaon, which again is odd, but you know, hey, he's a cool dude. I get it. People want to use him. He's got 2 Chaos Chariots, which this scares me a lot, because these guys are going to be kind of hard to stop as the Dwarfs. His main line is mostly Chaos Warriors with great weapons. He does have a couple of Marauders mixed in for sake of price, but these Chaos Warriors with great weapons are going to be more than a match for most of my Dwarf guys. He's got a Hell Cannon, which is going to be painful for me because I didn't bring a cannon of my own, and even if I had, you can see he's manually targeting my hammers here. Because of the way that shot flew like that, I can tell it's a manual target. And he got a very good hit on a very expensive unit, so this is a big problem for me. So I'm going to rush forward because I chose not to bring artillery. I've got a similar build that I did last time. In fact, it's pretty much identical. I think it is identical. So yeah, I brought the same build because I wanted to try it out again in case the Chaos player brought more cavalry this time. He did. It's just in the form of chariots. Direct hit on my hammers again, so he's doing some significant damage with this Hell Cannon. It's going to force me to charge. So what my idea is here is to pull up within range my handgunners, thunderers. I'm going to stop for a second, start shooting his Chaos spawn because those guys have to die. I'm going to charge in with my lords and then charge in with my dwarf warriors and see how long I can last in combat with the buffs of a runesmith here as well. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you all right off the bat, once again, I forget to use the Rune of Negation on the charge. I have got to get that timing down. I'm frustrated with myself because of my inability to remember this in combat. It's a big deal to remember that. So I am shooting the Chaos Spawn. They're going to take damage. My Thunderers are going to be doing a great job of starting to drop these guys. I'm going to go ahead and charge in. I'm going to use Thorgrim to try and slow down one of the Chaos Spawn before it rips apart my infantry, so you'll see me give that charge attack order. And let's just see how I do on counter charges. Actually, I'm way too late here. I get pummeled. Counter-charging Chaos Spawn wouldn't be all that practical anyway. So the Chaos Spawn come in, but they are getting wrecked by my Thunderers. I don't get any counter charges this time. At least I've got my Thane to help break it up, so a huge mistake for me up front. I did not get the Rune of Negation in time, so that was a mistake. My hammers are being used to help take down these Chaos Warriors with great weapons. I'm trying to slow down the chariots. I'm a little bit late here. I should already be running this direction because he's clearly going for my Thunders, which would be really bad for me. I had to send some reinforcements to the front lines immediately because I got so wrecked. But Thorgrim is slowing the bleeding up here. He's doing a great job at taking out a bunch of these Chaos Marauders and a bunch of other stuff. Now these chariots are going to come in and they're going to cause some extreme damage to my men. I'm not really worried about my lords, but my infantry is going to get pretty wrecked. The chariots do take some micromanagement though. Over here I'm getting wrapped up pretty hard, but the fight will start to stabilize now that some of the charge is over and most of the Chaos Spawn are dead. So minimal damage now coming from the Chaos Spawn, which is good. His chariots continue to pummel through my men. They're not getting a ton of kills, but they are causing some fear and some routing. My lack of charges and the lack of the Rune of Negation here cost me big time off the charge. And you can see that my line's starting to collapse here in the center, though it's not entirely over yet. I've got a couple of active reserves I can throw in here with my miners. And then the chariots, if I can deal with these guys, I might have a chance to pull this back around because Thorgrim is beasting it out so hardcore up here. Archaon's going to come after Thorgrim. This is a bit of a problem because Thorgrim's a little bit beat up as it is. But you can see that he's doing a good job of wrecking Chaos Infantry. But again, head-to-head with Archaon. Archaon's going to do pretty good. So I'm going to need to bring some support over. I've got a potion of toughness going on one of my Thanes. I may have already used it over here. I think I did. Keep my Thanes in the game. Trying to finish off the Chaos Spawn over here. There's only one left. But the chariots come in for another pass. And these guys are starting to be a pretty big nuisance. Fortunately for me, I wrapped up a fight on my right with my hammers. They pummeled this Chaos Warrior with great weapon with, you know, no issue at all there. They absolutely crushed him. My hammerers over here, though, I think got torn up by a chariot charge. Got some of them, I don't know, they're somewhere back here, or at least they were. Yeah, here they are. So my hammerers didn't do much. I'm going to reactivate my guys who came back from routing here in a moment. I'll notice it. Got the Rune of Oath and Steel up. Thorgrim is getting beaten to crap, so I got to bring the Runesmith in to try and help fight back against Archaon. I've got to help dish some extra damage, or else I'll lose Thorgrim. I'm going to charge the chariots with my miners just to bog them down, because these guys take some micromanagement. If they get stopped, you have to keep moving them. And if he has to keep microing that, I can hopefully get some shots with my Thunderers here. That's the idea, at least. And I am slowly pulling these guys down. It's slow, but it's happening. My Thane here, again, this is the reason why I like the pick of a Thane sometimes against Chaos. He's keeping these 2 whole units of infantry busy over here, and it's buying me a ton of time to keep him from converging on me in the center. Our Chaon is now getting triple teamed by a Thane, a Runesmith, and Thorgrim, so the Chariots come in to try and help, but the Chariots aren't going to do all that much, and it leaves them open to getting shot point blank by my Thunders. So the Chariots are now getting extremely weak. And again, our Chaon is in a triple team scenario here where it's like WWF. He's getting tossed around. This is not going to be good for our Chaon. He's going to get the crap beat out of him here. He uses Cascading Fire Cloak, which definitely, well, it'll help him a little bit, but it's not going to save him. The Chariots probably should have just stayed in melee with my Thunders, but when they pulled out to come back and charge here, again, I'm going to get shots with them. I've reactivated all my units that have come back from routing, so I'm going to bring in my reserves. My Hammers have now made it over here to help dish out the damage against our Chaon too. And our Chaon put up a good fight, but he's now definitely going to eat it. He doesn't have a chance with all these Hammers and other stuff in here. Though he does look awesome with his Flaming Sword, I'll give him that. One of the Chariot units finally eats it, and I've managed to turn the battle around. My opponent still had several units over here, but they were so busy trying to kill the one Thane, they should have been transferred over to the center to try and save our Chaon, and it would have been a lot better choice for him. But now they're going to get hit by all my regrouped unit. These Hammers roll back in, and even there's just a few of them, they'll do some damage. All my Dwarf Warriors with great weapons. Our Chaon's fleeing. The Chariots are fleeing. So there goes that last, well, almost the last of that Chariot unit. And then here our Chaon goes shamefully off the field. I'm going to shoot him too to show him that when he's shameful like that, he'll get paid back. And then I'm going to transfer all my guys over here. So I'm able to win this fight against Chaos as well. I feel like the Chaos is one faction that the Dwarfs should be able to frequently stand up to. I think you can go either way depending on the Dwarf pick and the Chaos pick. I see both of these factions being gimped in current multiplayer, though gimped in different ways. Chaos is, to me, more gimped by the fact that they don't have, not more gimped than the Dwarfs, I'm just saying their lack of cost-effective infantry is their biggest pain point. Whereas with the Dwarfs, it's not so much their infantry not being cost-effective, it's the fact that they lack like any real mobility. You only have it with the gyrocopter. So they lack mobility altogether, whereas Chaos is more of a money thing, right? They're a tough faction if you had the money, but since you're in multiplayer, they're very cost inefficient. So anyway, that's the way I see Chaos, but it was a fun match. Hope you all enjoyed this one. Definitely appreciate you, my awesome viewers, for watching each of these. If you want to support me, really helps whenever you view this. If you like to subscribe, or if you want to like the video, leave comments. All those things help me a lot in the sense that it creates interaction on my YouTube video, helps me be successful, and helps me know what you want. I love making this for you. I'm enjoying this all Dwarf week. Appreciate MSI for having sponsored this build. I hope you all come back for more, and I hope you leave some good comments on what you're thinking on my learnings on the Dwarfs so far. Obviously, I've still got a lot of work to do. HeirofCarthage, signing out.